Today we'll be looking at a Moorish instructional video on how to conduct yourself if you're a Moorish American and have some type of contact with the police, or rather policy enforcers. So this video will instruct us on what to say and how to act when we're in custody or have any type of contact with the policy enforcers. All right, let's get into it.
I'm Tajiri Bey. I'm here with Judge Light Tajiri Bey.
First and foremost, Light Tajiri Bey is not a judge, so please stop it.
I'm here with Judge Light Tajiri Bey, and we'll be going over the weaponized peace statement of personal jurisdiction for all Moorish American nationals.
Yes, we're very excited about it. I am Judge Light Tajiri Bey with the Moorish National Republic Federal Government and the Moorish American Consulate. And we are going to be spreading this all over our land. All Moors are to learn the statement that we're going to be using in this demonstration. And this is the only thing that we should be saying to the colonizers when we are forced into those venues. If we're not forced into those venues, we don't go. We let our paperwork speak for us. And we're going to go over the statement and show you exactly how to use it when you're in those venues. This statement is good for when you're being pulled over. You can put this statement on a 3.5 by 5 index card. You don't ever have to speak. You just take the index card and stick it up to your window. Do not let your window down when policy enforcers stop you. You just put that up to the window and let that be all that is said. Don't answer any questions. Don't talk to them. Put that statement up in your window so that they can read it, and they are not to violate that, because we are indeed a standing government on this land. Also, this statement is good for foreclosures and evictions and all of that. If they cannot get past personam jurisdiction, they can't do anything else, okay? This strategy is a military strategy. However, of course, you know, we're peaceful people, but it's a military strategy in that I used to be in the Air Force many years ago. And they always taught us that when you are captured, that you are to give your name, rank, and serial number repeatedly, no matter what question they ask you. So that's going to be our strategy, except we don't have names, we don't have ranks, and we don't have serial numbers or social security numbers. So we're going to give them our appellation, a command, and then another command, okay? And here's the statement. And whenever we, even with evictions, when they are threatening to do anything that is unlawful, such as an eviction, it's unlawful on our own land. We put this statement up on our doorposts, okay? And it's always going to be on Moorish letterhead. This is available, signed by a Moorish American judge. And then we notify all parties involved. So this statement will go to those doing business as sheriffs, policy enforcers, mayors, those doing business as governors, those doing business as secretaries of state, all of those people or persons rather, and any other corporations, including utility corporations and the like. This goes to them. And you let them know that you are a Moorish American national and that they do not have jurisdiction on your land. And we are the heirs to all here. So we're going to demonstrate how to use it. She's going to play the colonizing judge in all capital letters. And I'll be the Moorish American national. And so take note of how we use the statement. And again, we're going to use it military style, which is broken record technique. It's called repeat, repeat, repeat until they get it. Okay, so here goes.
Do we have Light Richie in the courtroom?
Yes, ma'am. You most definitely have Light Richie in the building. But she's just standing there acting a fool, acting like she's a judge, some type of enforcer. But yes, to answer your question, Light Richie is definitely in the building.
Do we have Pauline Richie in the courtroom? Pauline Richie, would you please stand up?
Excuse me, ma'am. Pauline Ritchie is standing right next to you. She's just being silent. She's playing a part right now. She wants you to call her by her appellation, which I know as a United States judge you will never do. So until then, she's just going to remain silent like a fool.
Okay, the court stenographer. Can you tell me who is Pauline here? Bella? Oh, okay. Do we have Pauline Richard? Light?
I am Light Tajiri Bey, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis at all times.
Can we get your name correctly first?
I am the descendant of the great Pharaohs of Egypt and of the Moabites and Canaanites.
Bey?
I am Light Tajiri Bey, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, in proprio heredis at all times. I am the descendant of the great Pharaohs of Kemet and of the Moabites and Canaanites. I am an Aboriginal, Indigenous, Moorish American national.
Wrong.
And I'm exercising all of my rights at this time and at
Tajiri
all
Bey?
points in time. You are commanded to state your name and nationality on the record, for the record, immediately without further comment.
I need you to step up to the pulpit.
Immediately without further comment. I am the law and I am the government, and you do not have jurisdiction over me. I command you to set me free immediately, return my property immediately, cease and desist all actions and contact,
you would need to come up here.
Take your leave and never return. This
Would you
is
need
your
to come
due
up
process
here
of notice of
to
intent
the-
to lien you.
to the judge, and we can have a conversation.
And we never go up past that bar. We can stand right up in our place back
come
there.
up to the
and
bar,
we don't cross the bar.
Okay.
I am Light Tajiri Bey, in
Bella,
propria persona sui juris,
Can
in
you ask
proprio
Ms.
solo,
Light to
and in
have a
proprio
seat?
heredis at all
Light,
times.
all
I
we
am the
wanna
descendant
do
of the great Pharaohs of
is
Tibet
continue
and
to
of the
talk with
Moabites
you
and
to find
Canaanites.
out why you're here
I
today.
am an Aboriginal, Indigenous,
Okay,
Moorish American
Light.
national, and I am
Light,
exercising all
may
of my
I ask
rights
that you
at this
stop
time
talking,
and at
please,
all
Light?
points in time.
Okay,
You are
we
commanded to
cannot
state your name and
resolve the
nationality
issues here today
on the
if we're
record,
gonna
for the
continue to
record,
talk.
immediately, without
Light,
further comment.
please. You're
Without
in
further
contempt of
comment.
court.
Without
When
further
you
comment.
continue to speak,
I am the law.
Light,
I am the
Light,
government, and you do
Light.
not have jurisdiction
Bella,
over
would
me.
you come in and
I
and come
command you
get
to
Light,
set me
please?
free immediately,
Bella,
return
please.
my property immediately, cease and
Bella,
desist
would
all
you give me
actions
two
and
police
contacts.
officers?
Take your leave
Bella,
and never
please,
return.
2 police officers, female.
I am Light Tajiri Bey,
Light,
in propria persona
we
sui
would like
juris,
to. You can
in proprio
continue to come
solo,
into my
and in
courtroom
proprio
and
heredis
just
at all
speak in the
times.
kind of way that you like.
I am
You
the
cannot,
descendant of
Light.
the great Pharaohs of Kemet
Okay.
and of the
There's
Moabites and
laws. There's
Canaanites.
laws against what you're doing. This
I
is
am an
illegal.
Aboriginal,
You're in
Indigenous,
contempt of
Moorish
court. Do you
American
want to go to
national,
jail?
and I am
Would you
exercising
like
all
to
of
go
my
to
rights
jail?
at this time and at all points in time.
Okay, I heard you.
You are commanded to state your name and your nationality on the record,
I heard
for the
you.
record, immediately
Okay.
without further comment.
Okay.
I am the law, and I am the
I
government,
heard you.
and you do not have jurisdiction over me.
I heard you.
I command you to set me free immediately,
Light.
return my property
Light.
immediately,
Can
cease
we-
and desist all actions
We
and
want you to
contact,
go ahead and
take
have a
your
seat.
leave
If
and
you don't
never
wanna come
return.
up to the,
Take your leave and
if you
never
don't wanna come
return.
up to
Take
the
your
desk
leave
and talk
and never
with the
return.
judge, we just ask that
I
you
am
sit down,
Light
please.
Tajiri Bey,
Like,
in propria persona sui
you
juris,
are out of
in
order.
proprio
You're in
solo,
contempt of
and in
court.
proprio
I could have
heredis
you
at
arrested.
all
You know
times.
that.
I am
Would
the
you like to be
descendant
arrested?
of the great Pharaohs of
Okay,
Kemet
if
and of
you're
the
not going
Moabites
to
and
listen
Canaanites.
to me, I am
an
asking that
aboriginal,
you have a
indigenous,
seat
Moorish
and sit
American
down.
national, and I am
Okay,
exercising
Della,
all of my rights at this
Della,
time and at all
oh,
times.
Light,
You are commanded to state
you
your
are
name
breaking the
and
law.
nationality
You
on
are
the
breaking
record,
the law.
for the record, immediately without further comment.
You are breaking the
You
law.
are commanded
Under
to state your name and your
UCCS,
nationality on the record, for the
you
record,
are
immediately without further comment.
unconstitutional.
I am the law, and I am the government, and you do not have jurisdiction over me.
What do you mean by you're the government?
I
Are
command
you sovereign?
to
Excuse me, Judge. I'm beginning to think that you are a bit incompetent. You're just figuring out to ask this woman that she's a sovereign. Honestly, that's not even a question that needs to be asked. She's clearly a sovereign. Have you listened to the nonsense that she's reading off that paper? She is a sovereign citizen, aka a Moorish sovereign. Have her arrested already. You already called for the bailiff to bring 2 cops. Why hasn't she been arrested already, ma'am? What are you doing there, Judge?
What do you mean by you're the government?
I
Are
command
you
you
sovereign?
to
What do you mean by you're the government?
I
Are
command
you
you
sovereign?
to
What do you mean by you're the government?
I
Are
command
you
you
sovereign?
to set me free
Are
immediately,
you sovereign?
return my property immediately, cease
Okay.
and desist all actions and contact,
All
take
right.
your leave,
Okay.
and never return.
Please, thank you for coming in tonight.
I am like Tajiri
All right.
Bey, in propria persona sui juris, in proprio solo, and in proprio heredis at all times.
All right.
I am the descendant of the great
we're gonna
Pharaohs of
take
Kemet and of the
a
Moabites
5
and
minutes
Canaanites.
break.
I am
Okay.
an aboriginal,
Until we
indigenous,
can,
Moorish American national,
Light.
and I am exercising
she
all
may
of my
need
rights at this
a
time and at
mental
all points in
evaluation.
time.
So
You are
she's
commanded to
she's
state
going
your
through
name
some
and
real
nationality
issues today,
on the
right
record,
now.
for
We
the
have a
record,
room full
immediately
of
without further comment. I am the
we're
law.
waiting to
I am the
adjudicate.
government,
So
and you do not have jurisdiction.
we're going to take a 5 minutes break. Thank you.
I command you
All right.
to set me free immediately, return my property, cease and desist all actions, take your leave, and never return. And that's how we handle that situation. If they cannot get past personam jurisdiction, they cannot have us. Personam jurisdiction is the one and only obstacle that will stop them in their tracks. We are never, ever, ever to answer any questions. We're not to be baited into anything else. We are to speak this statement only at all times. This is the only thing we should be saying to the colonizers at all times, no matter what they say. And sometimes they will even get nice. And we all know what nice means. And they'll say, well, listen, this is just a conversation between me and you. Let's just talk. I'm not trying to start anything. Let's just talk. Well, why do I need to talk to you? I am like Tajiri Bey, in propria persona sui juris, and so on and so forth. And you all are to do the very same thing. If they can't get past personam jurisdiction, they can't have us. And all Moors are being told to use this statement all over North America. Another thing, the Moors that are incarcerated, you can use the statement too. It doesn't matter whether you have Moorish nationality paperwork on anyone's file or anyone's books. If you are a Moorish American national by birth, you can use that statement. And that statement can be used even if you're not going back into any tribunals or you don't have any tribunal days scheduled. You can use that statement with the those doing business as corrections officers. You can use it with anyone in those facilities so that they know who you are. The Moors need to be identified because we're not going to continue to be enslaved on our own land. So again, in all cases, if they're attempting the unlawful act of evicting you, place this document on your door. Okay. And this is the equivalent of the story about the blood on the doorpost and the death angel passing you by, because we already know that when we're denationalized, that is actually corporate death. Okay. We stay alive. We are the living, breathing, natural beings of the land. And we stay alive by putting this on our on our front doors on the outside to be sure, and you leave it there. If they're attempting to evict you, and then you make sure you send a copy of it to all parties involved, all of those unlawful attorneys in all capital letters, all of that. They're all to get this. Everyone who's attempting to do any type of unlawful action towards the Moors. So Moors, we're already getting lots of great reports on how this is working.
Okay, so you must be getting the reports that the Moors trying this foolishness are all getting locked up, because this doesn't work and it will never work. Stop it with your fantasy role playing. This right here is absolutely ridiculous.
Again, you don't have to say anything else to them, because if they bait you into conversation, then that means they're talking. Because see, the only time they talk is they're talking to a name in all capital letters, and our names are not in all capital letters. So whenever they're talking, they're not even talking to us. Okay, they're not even speaking to us. They're talking to a dead person. Okay, a corporation or a U.S. vessel, according to the U.S. writing style manuals of old. All names in all words in all capital letters is either a U.S. vessel, a corporation, or a dead person, and we're none of those. Okay, and when they say corporation, they mean corporation in all capital letters, and not an Aboriginal indigenous one. Okay, so again, and thank you, Empress Bernula, for your magnificent work. Come on up, Empress. And Moors, much love, okay? Let's keep this going. We got them right where we want them, and we're going to keep it rolling, okay? Peace and love.
Peace and love. Let me hit stitch again.
Excuse me, Moors. If you guys are truly smart, like you guys portray to be, then you know not to listen to this foolishness. This foolishness is only going to land you in jail. There have already been Moorish sovereigns out there who have lost their apartments and lost their cars and things of that nature for reciting this nonsense. If you're smart, you will not be listening or trying this technique. This video was an absolute joke. There is absolutely no way any court hearing would ever go the way this video portrayed it to be. This was an absolute joke. Also, why would you listen to somebody who looks like this? Look at this old lady looking at the camera trying to turn it off. They look absolutely ridiculous. Bye-bye.